Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna go over the concept of slope of a line. Alright. So we're gonna find out how to determine a slope of a line, and then how to use that slope to find out the equation of a line. Right. So let's begin. Let me draw two coordinate axes. Draw bigger one. Okay. Now let's say I have some random line going. We some random line, and I know 2 points on this lines on this line. The first one is x2 comma y2, and the other one is x1 comma y1. Right. Now, as we discussed earlier, the slope is actually equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That is the change in y upon change in x. Right. So, and one thing to remember is slope is usually denoted with the letter m. So m is nothing but slope, alright? M is slope, and m is equal to delta y upon delta x. That is, m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That's m, right? So if we have to find the slope, of course, what we do is we draw first line parallel to this. We actually form a triangle, and y2 minus y1, that's this line, x2 minus x1 is this line. If it's making an angle theta, so tan theta is gonna be y2 minus y1 opposite upon x2 minus x1, and that's our slope, right? So this was just the revision, right? Now let me draw another axis. Okay. Now let's just say I have another line, and this time I know only one point on the line on this line. That is, let's say I know one point being 3, 4, and I do not know the other point. So I just assume it to be x, y. Just x, y. I just assume it, alright, because I don't know uh, what those points are, what the other point is, what those coordinates are. I don't know. But one thing I do know is I know the slope. I've been given the slope of this line. Let's say the slope of the line is half, 1 by 2. Right. So what I've been given is I've been given one point. I've been given I've been given one slope, and that is slope of the line. Right. So these are the only things given to me, and I have to find out what y and x are gonna be, or at least I have to find out what y is gonna be in terms of x, because y is a function of x, right? So I should be able to write this y in terms of x, some random in terms of x. That because y is a function of x, so every y should be written or could be written in the form in the terms of x, because it's a function of x. Right. So primarily, what's our slope over here? Our slope is a normal definition. If it's x1 y1, then the change in y, that is y1 minus y. Now what is y1 over here? It's 4. So 4 minus y, that is change in y, divided by change in x. So what is change in x over here? x1 minus x, that is 3 minus x. That's change in x, and that's a slope. That's a slope, right? That's m, because we denote slope as with the letter m. So 4 minus y upon 3 minus x is m. So let me just write it over here again. Sorry. 3 minus x is my m. Now I have to find y in terms of x, so let me just take this side to the other side of the equation. Alright, to this side. So what I can do is I can just multiply both the sides by 3 minus x, or just simply if it's in division over here, so it's gonna be multiplied on this side. Either way, I mean whichever outlook you prefer. So these two are gonna be cancelled. So we're gonna be left with 4 minus y is equal to m into 3 minus x. Okay. So y in terms of x. So we just have to open this bracket or multiply the sides. So 4 minus y is gonna be equal to 3m minus mx. Right. So I still have to find y in terms of x. Now I can actually put the value of m. I know the value of m, right? So if I put the value of m, the value of m is half. So 3 into half multiplied by, minus half into x is equal to half, right? So we're gonna be left with y, 4 minus y is 3 by 2 minus x by 2, or just simply write this as half into x. I'll let you know why. Now if I want y on one side, right? So because I want y in terms of x, so I want y on the left hand side alone. So let me just take this one over here, 4 to the side. So it's positive 4 over here, so it's gonna be negative 4 on the other side. So minus y is equal to 3 by 2 minus 4 minus half x. Now minus y is gonna be equal to, now 3 by 2 minus 4 is 3 by 2. Now the denominator of 4 is 1. It's 4 by 1, right? I have to convert it to 2 so as to bring this with 3. Alright. So I just multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. So if I multiply by denominator by 2 first, I shall be getting 2. And now I have to multiply numerator as well. So it's gonna be 4 into 2, that is 8. So it's 3 by 2 minus 8 by 2. You can check, 8 by 2 is simply 4. Now minus half into x. So minus y is 3 minus 8 upon 2 minus half x. Therefore minus y is 3 minus 8 is minus 5 upon 2 minus half x. Like now I don't actually want minus on this side. I just want y. I don't want negative y. Alright. So what I can do is it's like multiplying y with minus 1. So I can take this minus 1 to this side. So it's multiplication over here. So it's gonna be dividing over here. So y is equal to this divided by minus 1. So minus 5 divided by minus 1 into 2, that is minus 2. Right. So and this one, I can write this one as, I can take this negative sign over here, so it's minus 1, and now divided by minus 1, and of course divide by minus 2 as well, divide by 2 as well. In my opinion, you don't have to actually complicate it this much, It's an effort to simplify, but it's kind of complicates the solve. Just keep it simple. It's minus over here. I just take minus common from this side as well, so it's minus 5 by 2 plus half x. If I take minus from here, it's just gonna be positive. If I take minus from here, it's just gonna be positive. So positive over here, and minus outside. And these two minuses actually get cancelled. Right? So you're left with y is equal to 5 by 2 plus half x. Now, the reason I actually wrote half x instead of x by 2 is I wanted to show you guys, or I wanted to remind you guys that our slope was actually equal to half. We had been given that m is half, right? So here the term multiplied by x, the term is half. That is, you can replace this half with m. So it's y is equal to 5 by 2 plus mx. Now what is this term? This is just some constant, right? It's a numerical, it's not a variable, it's a constant. So I can just replace this numerical with some constant because it's a constant, so some letter c, constant, plus mx. So y is equal to mx plus c, and that's what is the most basic form of equation of a line, right? And you must be seeing a lot. That's what it is actually. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now what is c? Alright, what is c? This was the line. As you can see, it was making some intercept with the y-axis. Let me just use some other color for convenience. This is the intercept, y-intercept, and that y-intercept is actually our c. That y-intercept is actually c. So what's the value of c? The value of c is equal to 5 by 2, right, over here. So this length is going to be 5 by 2. C is going to be 5 by 2. So this length is 5 by 2. So what's this point? If this length is 5 by 2, that is y is 5 by 2, right? So I write y is 5 by 2. And what about x? X is 0, right? So this point is 0, 5 by 2. So this line is actually passing through 0, 5 by 2, and you can actually check it over here. If this is the equation of the line, right? If this is the equation of the line, let's say, because these are all the known quantities, or I can just, if this is the equation of the line, alright, I can put in what is y and x over here. Y and x are just any random points on the line, of course. So I just said that 0, 5 by 2 was on the line. So I can put y. I can put 5 by 2 in place of y and 0 in place of x. So what shall I be getting? Now 5 by 2 in terms of at the place of y, and 0 in the place of x. So half into 0 is 0. So on the right hand side 2, we're getting 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2. So it's matching. So we can say for sure that this point is surely on the line, and this point is actually the y-intercept. So whenever you see an equation that is y is equal to mx plus c, c is the y-intercept, and m is the slope. Alright. So if we have been given 2 points, you can find the slope. If you have been given 1 point and 1, of course, slope is going to be 1, and slope, you can find the equation, because you're going to be left with y in terms of x, and y in terms of x is actually the equation, right? it's an equation of the line. So yeah, now third possibility is, instead of actually giving you a point, you have been given the y-intercept. Actually, if you know the y-intercept, you actually know a point. So it's actually the same case, because if you know the y-intercept, that is, you know the y-coordinate, and the x-coordinate is gonna be 0 as it's an intercept of y. But I can just mention it separately, it's y-intercept and slope. You can find the equation. As I said, these two conditions are just the same. This condition is the same as this one. What is y? If you have been given y-intercept, you actually know a point on the line. Okay. Alright, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.